Hi there, Troy from Momentum Cycling. Just reviewing the back end loaded sit stand zone two workout. So essentially, this is just like a longer hour and three quarters to 2 hour zone two workout, just working on aerobic threshold. But I've mixed it up a little bit. For a couple of reasons. One is just variety. Sitting on the trainer for 2 hours can be super boring. It also gets to be very uncomfortable on your back, just chance of developing saddle sores, things like that when you're in a static position all the time. When we're outside on the road doing aerobic rides, you're moving around a lot more on your saddle, in and out of the saddle, fore and aft and that kind of thing. So on the trainer, it's important to work on moving around. And sometimes it's good to build that right into the program where you're forced to get out of the saddle a little bit more. The other reason I want to do it is it's just good to be able to be comfortable both seated riding and standing riding. So being able to come out of the saddle and for prolonged periods of time. So quite often we come out of the saddle just when we're either super fatigued or when we're trying to attack. But sometimes it's just good to mix things up, stretch out your back, recruit different muscles, and that kind of thing. So you look at some of the great climbers in history. Alberto Contador, he was famed for climbing for entire mountain passes out of the saddle, and not even going super hard on it, just kind of dancing on the pedals. So this gives you a chance to kind of practice dancing on the pedals. So the first half or so of the workout is just your standard zone two aerobic threshold work. And then about the last half, I've built in either as we progress 3 minutes on, like 3 minutes sitting, 3 minutes standing, or 5 minutes sitting, 5 minutes standing. And there's a slight resistance change. I bump up the resistance a little bit when we're standing. Just sometimes it's nice to have more pressure on the pedals when you're standing, and we still want to keep zone two, but because we are standing lower cadence, your heart rate shouldn't go up too much. Sometimes standing, because the heart has to work harder, it's further away from the blood's further away and having to fight against gravity to get back to the heart. It might bump the heart rate up a little bit, but pay attention to your rate of perceived exertion, your breathing rate, and that kind of thing, and just see how that is. By all means, if you're not sure, if it feels like you're working a little bit too hard, then just dial back the intensity a little bit and work within the ranges I give you for these. But yeah, just essentially for the intervals, come out of the saddle, stay relaxed. Whenever you're doing standing climbing like this, look to really get a full extended pedal stroke. One of the advantages is you can use different muscle groups, so really try to engage your glutes, and so by dropping your heel more and pushing it down all the way. And then we progress up to 5 minutes, and I think you should find with time that these don't seem that hard. And try to keep smooth pedaling. Just because you're standing doesn't mean you have to be full, like straight up down piston pedaling. You can try to keep turning the pedals over nicely. And these are good off-season workouts to just practice that. Okay, take care.